Welcome to the Built to Scale series Outside Marketing, bringing you quick, actionable episodes to help move your business forward. Here's your host, Craig Severinson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 21 of Outside Marketing, the show where we talk about how do you build a thriving business without sacrificing your personal life. I'm Craig Severinson. I'm really excited to be here with you today because we're going to be talking about building your ideal lifestyle and taking steps now towards having your ideal life. If you're enjoying this, if you like this, please check out builttoscalehq.com. That's where you can listen to the full podcast, Built to Scale. You can also get more resources and even see how you can work with me to grow your business faster than you even think possible. I'm going to leave my glasses on today because the sun is right in my face. But we just got back from a trip over the weekend. We went to go visit some family in Arkansas, and it got me thinking about our goals with the business. Why I started the business. Why my wife was like, "Yeah, I'm all in." Like almost a decade ago when we started doing this, and it really got me thinking that one of the reasons why we got into this and really decided to go all in it was because we had a dream, a vision for the type of life we wanted to live, and it included us traveling and taking trips, especially helping our kids experience new cultures and experience, different people from different walks of life. I spent 2 years living in Guatemala, which really affected me. Living in a third world country, speaking a different language, a completely different culture, different food, it really expanded my horizon. And if I'm being honest, it opened up to me to see the biases and prejudices that I was holding. Not that I was, a bad person, or even that my family that raised me are bad people. But when you don't experience different cultures, you just have ways of thinking that don't align always with well, okay, let's put it bluntly, though, right? It's a little racist. If we put it bluntly, it's a little racist because when you live in a place where it's just the same thing, the same people, the same flavor, and you don't experience the best of what other cultures have to offer, you become just mired in your own points of view, right? So traveling, experiencing different cultures really broadens your horizon. So that's what travel did for me. And it was a gift I wanted to give my kids. And my wife had experienced the same thing. She went to Europe before we were married and had a very similar experience. So one of our goals starting the business was we want to give this gift of travel to our kids. Now, here's the thing. I've got 4 kids and I am not a millionaire yet. So, first class flights to Europe for a family of 6 during COVID, where the prices are crazy, it's just not possible for us, right? Like it's just out of reach for us. So we've got a plan on the books to go to Spain next year, and we've got money in an account that we're accumulating for that. But how do you take steps towards your ideal lifestyle like that? Like for us, we want to travel, right? How do you take steps towards that now? And for us, what does that look like? That looks like taking trips locally, right? Taking trips to broaden our horizons here in our home country. So this trip was to visit some family in Arkansas, but we've taken our kids, all around. We've this summer we're going to New York City, so we're going to be visit New York and the upper east coast of the U.S. But we've gone to California. We've gone to uh, now that I'm trying to explain it, I can't even think about it. We've gone to Utah, we've gone to Kansas, we've gone to Arkansas, we've gone to Ohio. Again, I'm in Missouri, so these are just places close by. So it's not traveling to Europe, it's not traveling to North or Central America or South America, but we're living our ideal lifestyle at the level that we're at right now. And why is that important? It's important because if you don't do anything, then your reality doesn't change. But if you take steps, even little steps, then you set that new bar of what is normal for you, right? So, like, yeah, we're not traveling first class to Europe, but guess what? We are traveling, right? And we are experiencing new cultures, and we are giving our kids new experiences with new people, right? And so we're taking these steps. Heck, we've even here in St. Louis, we'll go experience the things that St. Louis has to offer. right? Not just like the touristy places like the zoo and the arch, really cool, but we take them like downtown to the hill or to the baseball games and to like experience the local St. Louis culture, which is important, right? Like we want our kids to have a rich and diverse understanding of all the different people in the world, and that includes the people that live in our backyard. So again, taking steps towards your ideal lifestyle sets a new level, a new place for you to really fall back onto, right? It sets your new normal. So create and celebrate those new normals, those wins by taking small steps towards what you want to accomplish. I'm not really like a woo-woo person. Um, but I find that lots of times when you talk woo woo or you talk self development or you talk religion, lots of times we're tackling the same mountains, but from different points of view, right? Different sides of the mountain. We're all headed to the same peak, but we're using different words or different terms. But in like the new age woo woo kind of speak culture, right? Um, Not, and I'm saying woo woo. Hopefully that's not offensive to anybody. But but the idea is you have to feel a certain way before you can create it in your life, right? So the law of attraction, right? Like you've got to feel abundance before your life actually becomes abundant. And I think that is to me creating that new normal and taking those little steps one piece at a time that creates this new normal that builds and builds and builds and builds. It's the same idea, right? And I struggled with this a lot for a long time. The idea of contentment versus ambition, right? Because ambition is the act of like growing, working, getting stuff done to accomplish a goal. And it seems to be really contradictory to contentment, which is happiness. And I love where I'm at and I love the things that I have. And so for a long time, I was like, how can you be content and ambitious? And as a religious person, as a person of faith, to me, that was difficult because you're taught and that God wants you to be content. Right. But also you feel this innate desire as an entrepreneur to, man, I really want to be successful. I want a seven-figure business. I want to, really reach these new heights. So how do you balance contentment and ambition? And what I have found for myself, you can go on this journey for yourself, but this is what I've learned is that contentment at its core is gratitude. Gratitude for what you have, right? And ambition at its core is a drive to reach your full potential, to work to reach your full potential. And those two concepts are not in competition, right? You can 100% be grateful for everything you have. You can be living in poverty, not getting the results you want in your business, and still be grateful for the things that you have, right? So you could be grateful for your family. You could be grateful for that you have a house, that you have food, that you live in a certain country, that you have certain things. There's always something to be grateful for that will lead to contentment and happiness. And you can temper that with, okay, even though I'm grateful, and maybe because I'm grateful, there's so much more that I can do, and I'm going to harness my ambition to reach my full potential, to help the world in the best case, the best way I can, and just tackle it and go out and get stuff done. Those two concepts do not have to live in competition. And when you embrace that, man, your potential is unleashed, right? Because not being grateful, being like all pouty and mopey and like, man, nothing's working for me. I'm so upset. I'm so frustrated. That, call it energy, call it how you show up, call it just mindset blocks. I don't care what you call it. It keeps you stuck. It's a mindset that keeps you 100% stuck, right? So you swap that out for gratitude, and suddenly everything is working for you. Suddenly you feel empowered to take action. There's one thing that all of us need, and that is to feel empowered. And you can tap into that empowerment by being grateful. And that's how you show up to sales calls, and you can close sales calls from a position of wanting to help and wanting to serve rather than a position of desperation. Because the moment that you are no longer grateful and you're like, I need to close this sale, is the moment that you're not going to be able to close it. You are not going to be able to close it because you're coming from a position of desperation, right? And again, you can call it energy or you can call it subconscious actions. But when you show up to that sales call in a mode of desperation, they pick up on it. They can pick up on it. So you've got to show up from a place of gratitude, and that's going to give you that empowerment to just bam, move forward. And gratitude leads to contentment, ambition, and gratitude, contentment don't have to live in opposition. That's what I got for you today. Laurie, I see you commenting, and I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. It sounds like you really agreed with the experiencing new cultures and getting involved with other countries. That's what we're working towards. That's part of my why. Why did I start my business? Because I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to show them the world and show them the life that is just no one else is living, right? So I'd love to hear what your why is. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these things. Put them in the comments. And until next time, take some fast focus, imperfect action. I believe in you. I got your back. Looking around, it's gorgeous today. It is springtime. I'm loving it. We'll talk soon, guys. See ya. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. To check out all the Built to Scale episodes and to see how Craig can help you in your business, go to builttoscalehq.com.